Okay, so we will start with JavaScript first. Now, how does memory allocation happen in JavaScript? Aditya.
Memory allocation. So,
Memory
for
allocation.
a primitive data type, we have the single value.
Mm.
But for the reference data type, uh, if we like multiple variable can point to a same resource, same address in the queue. For
Okay, got it. But anyone else like to try? How you will answer? Ki memory allocation. How does memory allocation happen in JavaScript? Anyone else? Memory allocation. When you create a variable, how does that variable get memory and how does get stored into memory? See, when you talk about JavaScript runs onto your browser, right? We have stack and the heap memory. Whenever you create a variable, what type of data you are storing into that variable? If it is primitive data, limited data like string, number, boolean, date, that gets stored into, that gets stored into your stack memory. But if you are going to store array, object, function, that gets stored into the heap memory. But in the stack, you will have reference of it. So these are the two ways how you can store the data. Okay. Yeah, it was disabled. Got the answer? Stack and the heap memory that you should answer. Your primitive data type gets stored onto the stack. Uh, Non-primitive array object function gets stored onto the heap. But in stack, you will have a reference of it. Clear?
So, Jitin, can we able to see it in memory tab, like how we can able to storing it, or like in JavaScript? I'm asking.
Repeat your question.
Like for example, I said primitive data type and non-primitive data type, right? So it is storing in stack, and for non-primitive, it is storing heap, right? Like how can we
Yes.
able to verify those things in browser console?
Okay.
Like,
Browser
mhm.
console. I also didn't check that yet. Anyone knows how do we check that exactly? Yeah, this is get stored onto the heap and this is get stored onto the stack. Anyone knows the answer? How do you check it actually in the browser? We will check. Okay, fine. Next question is how does now whenever we talk about memory, obviously there should be a cleanup happening. So how does garbage collection works in JavaScript?
So, like we have discussed about two types of. So, for stack, we have to. Our automatic garbage collection is there.
Hmm.
For so for a stack, the memory used for like primitive data type.
Hmm.
So when you assign these value, JavaScript make exact copy of the value.
No,
And
no,
no,
I'm asking memory cleanup.
cleanup.
Yeah.
Okay.
How does that happen?
So it is automatic process. We don't have to do anything. Like automatic garbage collection is there.
Yes, in JavaScript, we don't actually clean up the memory. It happens automatically. But how does it happen automatically? Anyone else? Yeah, Brajesh.
Through mark and swipe algorithm.
Right? So JavaScript internally does that through mark and sweep algorithm. We have two phases. So in mark phase, it will check what objects are reachable. Object means what uh, variables are reachable. Those it will keep, and the object which are not reachable, it will clear up the memory. Let's say you have a function. Inside that function, you have created some variable. When that function is executing, that variable memory has to be there. But once that function execution is done, then there is no need of that variable. So that will get automatically cleaned up. It happen all the behind the scene. We don't have to actually worry about that. But there might be some question. If your experience is greater than 5 years, sometimes they will ask you, when we explain closure, let's say you have a function, inside that you have another function and which is returning that function. And you store that parent function into a variable, right? So that variable hold the reference of that function. Even if after you've done the execution. So how do you clean up that memory? So simply assign it null or undefined. That's how you clean up that memory. This is one more question. Sometimes they will ask. Sometimes they will ask you with the memory cleanup also, or sometimes in the closure also they will ask. Okay. Third question. So, what do we call it? That spread and the rest operator. What is the difference? When to use which?
To like combine multiple object and array, we can use spread operator.
Okay.
And
The
like
spread operator will work on string also.
a string for
Yes,
object
it
and
will work.
array.
No,
For
string
string
will
also
work
it
on
will
a
work.
string. Means on spread operator, you can use it on string also.
Yeah,
Okay,
string
give
is
it a try.
also character of array. Then yeah,
It
we
will
can
get
use.
you in every element from every character from your string. Okay. Rest operator.
Like in a function, we pass a parameter. So if you want to pass multiple parameters, then we can use a rest operator there.
Okay. What else? That is one use case.
Array and object case also we will use rest operator.
In object,
In object, whenever we want to access that remaining elements from
right?
the
Remaining, right? In array
yes.
also we can
Rest
use it. So
operator.
that is what we call it as a destructuring. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Map and reduce. What are the difference between these two?
Like you want to transform one array, uh, you want to transform the object, then you will use map. And if you want to reduce the
Object
array,
or array?
yeah, object. Like if you want to, like if first name is there and last name is there, and
Let's say I
you
have a integer array. Simply roll
Mhm.
number is there. So can I use map?
integer array.
Yes.
No, you can't.
Or you are saying by the way you are saying like map operator you can use only on the array of object. That is how it is looking.
Mhm.
Correct?
Yeah.
So that's why my question was, can I use map operator on the array of string or array of number?
For key value pair, I remember that if your first name and last name is there in different key, then we can have a full name key and map
Yeah,
it
you
to
are
the
saying
first
is
name.
correct.
Mhm.
You are saying is correct because that's what you might have tried. But
Mhm.
my question is, will it work on your normal array of string or array of number also?
Yeah,
It
you can
should be
able to
key.
use it, but it will create a new array.
No, my question. Can I use map operator on array of number or array of string?
Key will be required, so we can't use.
Anyone else? Can I use?
No.
Yes, we can.
We can.
Key will
Array doesn't
take.
matter. It's a string array,
Yeah.
number array, array of object.
Yeah.
Simple example. Let's say you have array of 2, 4, 6, 8. And now by using that array, you want to create a new array, which will all the element we have to multiply by 3. You can use it. Array.map m equal to m into 3. You will get a new array with into 3 with all element. See, what is the definition of map function? Map function allows you to transform the array. Does it mention ki no, you need array of object only? No. Array, it can be string, number, array of object. Getting it?
Yes.
It allows you to transform the array into something else.
So we'll
Clear?
always get a new array.
New array,
using map.
obviously.
Yeah.
It won't modify the existing.
Okay.
Fine.
And reduce is used to like convert the array into a single value.
Not convert, it will
Like
get you a single value.
saying get yours.
Again, existing array doesn't modify it in the reduce also. Correct?
Yeah, we'll have the previous and the next value.
Right? So you do some operation, mean, max, sum, average, something you do, but by using reduce, you get a single value. Okay. Now, let's say you have array of employee. In employee object, you have ID, name, city, state, department. Now, how many ways are there that by which you can filter an employees? Let's say if I ask you that I need all the employees from a particular department, from QA department, how you will filter it?
Filter is there. We can use the filter.
What will be that? How you will write it?
You can use a arrow function there. Like department is equal to our what we want, and
Okay. Now, if I ask you that I need all the employees whose name starts with A. I need all the
So-
employees whose names start with A.
starts with A. So there is like operator, or we can use string dot zeroth index equal to A to filter out that
Okay, that is
or
also
if
there. But on string, we have start
operator
with method already,
start
right?
with start with
That is present in array or the string.
string.
Start with string. Okay. Now you need to check if particular ID, employee ID is present in your employee array or not. Particular employee with particular employee ID is present or not. Which method you will use?
Contains in or
Includes.
includes.
Include. Else, apart from include, what other methods are there which it will does this purpose? Include is there.
Exist.
Okay. Again, I will revise my question. You have an array. Let it be an array of number, array of string, array of object. How many ways are there you can filter an array? What different functions are there which will allow you to filter an array?
So filter is already there, that like already we have said. Includes.
Include
Is there, and we have like
find is also there.
Yes, find is also
index
there.
is also there.
Mhm.
Okay. Difference between find and filter.
Find will return one element, filter will return the multiple element which is matching the condition.
If we don't have any matching element, what find will return?
Find will return undefined.
And if in case of filter,
The empty array.
in case of find index,
0.
in case of find index,
minus one, minus one, minus one.
Okay. Getting it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's say you have one object with the student. That object has a nested property, address, and in that address detail is there. Student ID, student name, student city, then address, then student address 1, address 2, like that field is there. Nested object.
Yeah.
Now you copied that thing into a different object. Okay. And the second copied one object, you are changing the address, some nested property from that object. What will happen with the parent?
Both will change because both are pointing to the same address.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nested object, if you have, and if you copy it, and if you in the copied object, if you still do the changes in the nested, it will still reflect in the original one also. What this concept is called?
This one is called shallow copy, and if we will use the structured clone, which will do the deep copy. It will eliminate this type of issue.
Okay. So by using structure clone, you will achieve deep clean. Otherwise, what other ways there?
Many ways are there, like REST operator are there, and earlier we are using that.
Does the REST operator guarantee you that it will do the deep copy?
No, it was shallow copy.
So deep copy. Apart from structured clone, what else is there?
Earlier we used to do that JSON.stringify and then JSON.parse. That also work.
Any other third-party library?
Also, right? Lodash.
Yes. Right? Lodash is also there, which will, but again, it's a third-party library. Okay. This Lodash library, what it actually achieve? What are the use cases when you go for this Lodash library? So this, what it majorly perform? What functionality you can majorly do with Lodash? Anyone have used Lodash library? Okay. If you don't know, let's say your application is so much data centric, so much complex objects are there, nested array of objects, so much nested objects are also there. So sometimes when you deal with the application where so much of data is there, data centric application, to extract the data. Sometimes we have to use group by, sometimes we have to write a generic method to find a nested property if it is there or not. So Lodash is a library which allows you to do all those things without writing custom code. It has predefined methods to achieve this. Okay. Just like that, moment.js. What is the library used for? Moment.js?
For time conversion, time date,
Time or date?
date.
Date and time. Okay. So moment.js is a library which is only focusing on date. So many times we create an application which is getting used in, let's say, USA, in different time zone, India also. So we have to handle the times, right? As per you are using that in the time, as per your time zone, that time should work properly. So we use moment.js also there. Okay. Fine. While working on Angular, can we, or do we have a scenario where we can use object restructuring?
Yes, we can use object has multiple properties, but like suppose object has name, address, everything, but we only want to extract name and perform some operation on name, then we can use destruction to only get the name.
Okay. So again, it doesn't need a very proper project where you can use destructuring. In every project, you can use your destructuring. Spread operator, rest operator, you can actually use it while working. But we have a habit of seeing the code where we don't normally see object destructuring, spread operator, rest operator getting used so much. So that's why when you prepare for Angular intro, most of the time our get wasted in this preparing only. But so many concepts from your JavaScript we can use actually in your Angular also. Okay. Just like your pure function. Can we use pure function concept in Angular?
Yes, we can use utils file.
Util file. Will it be a service or what?
No, normal TypeScript file.
Okay. So that we call it the pure function or helper function. Normally, let's say while working on the Angular project, you have some code which let's say allow you to format some data or something. It allows you to filter something. Something is there which is reusable. So where do you keep this function?
Shared service.
Service, right? What is the problem with the service? Let's say you have a service and in that service, some reusable, no API call is there. Some normal utility functions are there. Okay. So when you use that function into your component, dependency injection comes into the picture. Correct? Even though from in that service you have 20 functions, and in that service also again one more service you have injected. Might be possible. So when you inject it, it creates a that what do we call it? Tree graph, no? Component service. Okay. So if you don't, let's say you have a pure function which is not using any of the service. So instead of putting that in a service, just create a normal TypeScript file, simple TypeScript file, create a function and export it. Okay. Not service.
Like named export, you are saying by getting
Named
normal
export.
file.
Right. Module. In JavaScript, we used to create module. We used to create a function and we will export it. Wherever you need it, you will use it. That is
For
pure function in
example,
JavaScript.
for example, we can give like enums mappings get
Enums, it can be anything.
okay.
Let's say you have a generic function which allows you to filter the data. You pass an array, you pass a parameter, search text. That function will return you if the data is there or not. Anything, utility functions.
More like constant file for you.
Yeah, constant file is to store the data, but these are your pure function, which does not depend any state. Whatever the parameter you pass, based on that, it will do some output and it will return it. So helper function or pure function, you call it. Not everything we should put it into service only. Okay. If you have a function where you don't need any service integration, it is just whatever the data you are passing, it is doing some operation with that and it is going to return. So don't put that function into service, create a helper file and put that function over there, export it, wherever you need it, you use it. No dependency picture no dependency needed in your, that concept.
So
okay?
we will only import the function, not the entire file.
That function you import, use it, that's it.
Okay.
Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And we can use those things in Angular also, right? I haven't used it, so we can create a new folder called helper function. So there we
Yes.
can.
Simple
Okay.
TypeScript file. And there you create a function. At the end, you export all the function created over there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. You know, that facade I have taken, just like that. I'm yet to create that helper function video, but I will create it. Okay.
Okay.
Why do we call function as a first class function? You know, when we call function in Java, when we discuss function in JavaScript, we call them first class function. Why? What will be the definition? Yeah, just
Yes, sir, we are saying first class function because we are storing the function into variable. So we can say first class function.
okay. Apart from storing into variable, everyone has heard this. Key JavaScript functions are the first class function, right? Why?
Like you can pass that function to another function also.
Mhm.
So that is the
We,
one.
we can store a function into an object.
Right. See, what function can do in JavaScript? You can normally create a function. A function you can store into variable also. A function you can pass as an argument to another function also. You know, callback function. You can return a function from your function also. A function which can return another function also. You can create an array of function also. Data structure. You can create an array of function also. You can store function into object also. So whatever you are able to do, because of all this, we call function as a first class function. Okay. So you just have to name it. Yeah, all this thing we can do with the function. That's why we call it as a first class function. Clear? Okay. What is module in JavaScript?
So module was like introduced to in order to improve the code reusability. So we create like you were discussing, we can export the module and we can reuse that block of code in other part of our application
Okay.
by
Let's
importing.
say you have a simple HTML page. You have two JS. In one JS, you have created a function. In another JS, you have to use that function. So you cannot directly use it. You have to export that function from that JS, then you can use it over here. But you know that type module we have to give. Then that JS file will behave as a module. You export something from there, then you use it into another JS module. In Angular, you know, import, export, whatever you see, that is nothing but that module that basically comes from your JavaScript only. Clear?
So you can able to
What
do
is
it
us?
a helper function like this, right?
Yeah, same thing. In Angular, we call it as a helper function. That is nothing but by default module.
Okay.
Okay. What does async await helps us to achieve in JavaScript?
Like we are performing a synchronous operation, like we are doing a API call, and after that, like we are writing a if block to determine some condition. So the
Let's
API call will
say I don't have to do API calls. Still, can I use async await
set timeout
or set timeout? Why you will use async await?
for asynchronous operations. We can
Yeah,
await for any response. So
async
the
await synchronous code.
execution will. Mm,
But my question is apart from API call, forget about API call.
mhm.
Okay. See, whenever someone is asking you question, if you are giving the most probable answer, obviously he will think you as a normal candidate, right? If someone is asking you async await, everyone will give you a fetch API call. Correct? Sometimes they might ask to tell the different example also. So what other example you will give? How you will explain async await?
We can like reading file operation authentication
Right?
requests.
Let's say in your project you have a JSON file, and that JSON file has around 1 lakhs of record, and you want to read it, and that JSON file has, let's say, employee data where employee ID, name, city, IDs, email ID or contact, mobile, so many details are there. But from that, you need just an array of employee ID and employee name. So first to read that data, then we have to iterate on it by using map or say, even though when we say map, it iterates. So it will take some time to read 1 lakh record and to iterate on it. Getting it? So instead of holding your code over there, you can create a function with async, and there you can write the await. So that function will do its job and it will return a dot then, because async await function returns a promise. So once that code is ready, then your dot then will execute. Okay,
Okay, sir.
like that. Okay.
Async
So
await
async await.
will make a normal function as a asynchronous.
Yes, normal
Yes.
function. You can have simply, if you just want to give it a try now, write the for loop for 10 lakh and see your page will, how it will, your execution will stop. And then move that for loop into a async await. You will get a callback after that 10 lakh iteration has been done. If you just want to give it a try. Okay. Now, like the same example, we have decided that you have a JSON file and 10 lakhs of records are there in your JSON file and you want to read it and you want to do some operation. Is it really a nice solution to put it into a function and making a sync of it? What other ways to handle this scenario? Got my question? You have 1 lakh of record in your JSON file. You are going to read it, you are going to process something, and then you need a response. So what will be the correct, how you will achieve this? It's a big thing, right? It will take so much of time. Yeah, Amruta.
Web workers.
Right?
Yeah.
You will use web worker.
Web workers.
Explain it.
Yeah, I use it definition wise, but I cannot. We have to create a web
See,
worker.
right? You have to create a web worker.
Yes.
The reading code, transforming code, you will put it over there. Once it has done, it will return the data. How do we get that? Something we return, na? What do we call that?
Get post message. We do
Post
it.
message, na?
Yes.
Okay. So by using that post message, once that operation is done, then you send it back. Okay. Clear all? Now, what is the advantage of web worker?
It runs as a separate thread and it doesn't, halt. Means a user can perform other actions while the thread is executing.
Okay.
Yes.
When we talk about JavaScript, JavaScript is a single threaded language. Only one thread will be going on at a time. You can try simply, very basic example, for loop. Create a for loop with 10 lakh. Your for loop should iterate 10 lakh time. And inside that, your for loop, put console.log. And after that for loop, write debugger. And once you start now, you will see your page will hang. Okay. Your page will hang because it's so many operation it is doing at a time. Your page will hang because till that for loop is not done now, your page will hang. Once that for loop iteration is done, then your page will become responsive. You won't be able to do anything. So that is the problem. So how do you solve it? That for loop code, you can move it to the second thread. So that thread will parallelly going on. Your main thread won't get disturbed. You will be able to use your application. So web worker allows you to run your code on a separate thread. Time consuming operation, you move it to your web worker. Just theoretical. No one is going to ask you question in Angular also. Hardly 1 or 2% scenarios will be there where you have to use web worker. But they want you to see, do you know the concept or not? Okay. So just like web worker, we have service worker also. What is that?
Caching is a service worker.
Catching.
Yeah.
For reading
Catching.
files,
Reading files as in?
like some background computation we need to do.
That we can do it in web worker, na? What service worker is that?
Like network or offline support, like PWA. Like a PWA app we create that which can work on any device. If like a network is not there, then also it will like offline support.
So service worker acts at, it's like your actual server, your actual API, your Angular application is there, your API is there. But let's say you are creating a application which is going to be used in a rural areas. Okay. Sometimes net will be there, internet connect will be there, sometimes it might not be there. But you don't want user to wait to perform their things. Okay. Pradhan Mantri Gravak Sevak Yonja or anything, some rural scheme is there. You have a web page where the best example is, that I forgot the name. Yeah. We can apply for a home loan if you have a plot. What is that scheme? Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. You have heard it or no? Let's say you are living in a rural area, you have a plot by yourself, and now you want a money from government to buy to construct that home. So you have to fill a form. Then government will check your details, like how much you earn and all that. Then government will give you money to buy the house. Not for us, obviously, for rural area. So you have a simple form. Okay. Now consider that application Gram Panchayat is using. Hardly we have internet, right? So you don't want that operator to hold his work till the internet is there. So what service worker will play a role? You make an API call. Even though internet is not there, service worker will store all the data. Let's say you have 10 application to be filled. 2 application you fill, then internet is not there. But the operator won't stop their work. He will fill it. That data, remaining 8 application, you will keep it into your service worker. And whenever internet comes back, so that remaining record will get active, means again, not directly, you have to write a code. Okay. So parallelly, you will keep on checking if internet is there or not. Once it is there, the record which doesn't have ID, you will start processing it one by one. Web worker is a different thing. Service worker is a different thing. Okay. Your actual API and your Angular application, it sits between that. In Angular, you can call it as a, what is that? Interceptor, but interceptor cannot wait. Okay. But this can actually wait. Understood? So just have it theoretically. Okay. What is web worker and what is service worker? Again, as I'm saying, like no one, again, if your experience is not greater than 6 to 7 years, no one will ask you the actual implementation or they won't go into detail. But even if you are able to tell something from this theoretical, it's more than enough. Clear?
So mostly it is used for providing offline type of function.
Yeah, offline type of work, but not completely offline. Somewhere internet has to be there, na?
Yes.
Right? If it is offline, you refresh, it will go, na? Okay. Just a minute.
So like when web worker will use that one?
As I said, you have an application where that application is going to be used in a rural areas where internet connectivity will be on and off, right? Like that.
Okay, that is service worker, right? Or
Yes. Web worker
okay.
is like you have some heavy operation you want to run and you don't want to disturb the main thread. Then you move that code into your web worker. Okay. Now you're working on a JavaScript application. Now you have a requirement on string. Let's say e-commerce application is there, but in normal HTML, okay? JavaScript only you are using. In e-commerce application, you have a requirement that most of the time you have to, the card number, you have to show the last 4 digit only and first, 12 digit or whatever, you have to make it a star, star, star. So that conversion, let's say in homepage also you need a checkout page, my profile, so many pages are there, different HTML pages. There you are going to need it, right? So that code which will get you formatted card number, where you will keep it? Got my question? You need a function which will format you will pass the card number and in return you will get the star, star, star and the last 4 digit. So where you will keep this function or how you will achieve this? Reusability is there. You will say, yeah, I will create a function, keep it into somewhere, and I will reuse it. Let's say module is also there. You will create another JS there, you will create it, export it, and you will use it. What other way is there apart from this module?
So the masking is the concept. We will mask that function.
Yeah,
and
but
we
where you keep that function? Yeah, that topic is called masking, nothing but. But
Mhm.
here, where you will keep that function, you need to create a function. Nah? We don't have something by default.
in the front end you are saying, or mostly we can handle this on our database.
No,
Okay.
let's say front end. I'm
Hmm.
going to get all the card number from backend. We want to achieve it on the front end.
Inside closer
Why closure?
for data hiding data.
No. But yeah, that concept you are wrong. Concept you are correct. We have to hide that data. Scenario I have taken this. Okay. Scenario can be anything. Let's say that security is not the first concern. My question is, you have a function in JavaScript which is reusable on all wherever you have the card number, right? You want to hide that. So where you will keep that function? One way is I'm telling you that you will create a JS module and there you will keep it. And wherever you need that logic, you will import that function and you will call it. You will get the formatted card number. How else you could do that?
And the services we can create.
Simple JavaScript I'm asking. We have not started Angular yet.
Okay.
With JavaScript only, I'm saying you have some functionality.
We have
where
to create that function where it can be
Common dot.
yeah, so that's what I said. You will create a common JS. You will put your function over there. Then you will export it. And you will use it. That is one way. What other way is there? That is my question. What other way is there? Card number will be in a string. Okay. Card number, whatever the card number you are going to get, it will be always in a string.
Web storage like local
Local.
session cookies.
Oh, I'm
Cookies
not
we
asking
can.
you where you will store that function. How do I explain it again? Let make it me simplify. You want to create a function which will work on string type of data. Okay. The card number you are going to get, it will be in a string format. String has many methods. Just like that, I want you to create a function which will work on string type of data.
Can we store it in prototype
Right.
so that it can be reused?
Might be possible I was not able to explain myself better. Okay. You are getting a string type of data. Okay. The card number you are getting. Every time, what you can do first way is obviously you will create a separate JS. You will create that function key format number that it will extract a parameter and you will return it formatted number. That is one way. But instead of doing that, if you want to be generic, you will add your own method into string prototype, right?
Yes,
Yes or no?
if it is highly reusable, then we can create a prototype.
Right? Okay. So prototypal inheritance. So as I'm saying, if your experience is greater than 5 years, not everyone will directly ask, yeah, what is prototype inheritance? Sometimes they will put out a scenario also. I want a method which is available across that data type. How you will do it? By adding your own method on that prototype, string, number, boolean, array, object, your own prototype, you will add it.
So it will just work like a native method which we have
Right.
in string.
Okay. But it is created by you.
Okay.
Clear? What is proxy server? What does that proxy means? What do we achieve with that?
Like we are working on different environment in real application. So all the time we do not point to like production. So point to some specific environment you use for proxy servers.
Okay. So, we have interceptor in Angular, which sits between your Angular application and your API. So proxy is another level, which, proxy. Let's say your APIs are restricted. You cannot directly communicate with that. And that is available, from the same domain. Your APIs are hosted on api.test, api.com. And if your UI application is also on the same domain, then you will be able to hit, because both are in the same domain. But if you are hitting that API from a different domain, so that's another domain. So you want to present yourself, I'm from your same origin. So, origin true. You create a proxy file and there you add origin true. So you are making yourself fake, I'm the trusted one. Okay. So we create proxy file to achieve that, to make API believe that I'm from the same domain. Okay. So if one of you have tried, my APIs are protected. Now it is open, but previously it was like 4209, 4206 only portware. So you could have create a proxy in Angular project and said add API and origin true. So your API will work.
Like
Okay.
it will not give the cross origin error.
You won't get that course error then, because you are saying, yeah, you trust me, I'm the origin.
Okay, like web server sees the proxy IP address rather than seeing our IP address.
Right. Okay.
So in the .NET, we handle with the core.
Yeah. Even if you add the course now, still you will get the course error. But if you create a proxy now, you can bypass that. Right. In .NET, you create a course policy that API will only allow with the 4209 port. And even if I'm running on 4200, and if I create a proxy with origin true, I will be able to access it. That is one level. Again, in the API side, we add the one more restriction where you can actually get the port number also. And then if you filter it, then you can disable it. Okay.
So that means then we will create one another server top of the main server, right?
Right. In Angular application, not in the backend. We create a simple proxy file. Okay. Proxy.js. Whenever you make an API call, you are creating a proxy server for that. You are saying that API call is not happening from another domain. It is originating from your own domain only, implicating yourself as it belongs to your server only. Origin is you only. Okay. So you kind of impersonating. Fine. Let's say sometimes they will say कि you got an object from API call, you are getting an object, and that object you don't want it to be modifiable. Okay. You have an object. Let's forget about API. You have a simple object. Now you don't want any modification happen to that object in JavaScript.
Object.freeze is there.
Right? Freeze is there. So which will completely freeze your object. No modification will be allowed. Okay. Just like freeze, what other methods are there? Object has so many methods. Object.keys, object.values, object.entries, freeze. What else?
Sealed.
Seal is there.
Sealed is there.
Prevent
Object dot
extension.
assign is there.
Extension, na?
Prevent extension.
Okay. So many things are there in object only. Prevent extension, sealed, and the freeze. When you have a script tag, how do you write the script tag? On script tag, we have some attribute. What are those? On script tag, you have some attributes.
We have source, right?
SRC is there.
Type we have.
SRC is there. What else? Type is there. What else?
Async. Defer is there. Async.
Right. Async, defer is there, na? Okay. So now consider you have a HTML page. Inside your HTML page, in head tag, you have a script tag. In body tag, let's say some HTML content is there. Then again, you have a script tag. Again, some HTML is there. Again, some script tag is there. Now, when it comes to rendering, how it renders? Normal script tag is there.
Head tag will be loaded first, and then after it will execute line by line.
line by line. So if you have HTML, it will render HTML. If you have a script tag, your script tag will execute, then your HTML, then again script tag. Line by line code, it will execute. But now in it, let's say in second script, you have a big for loop. Okay. 10,000 for iteration you are doing. So your page won't load till that unless that is not completed, because it is completing now, right? Give it a try, because this async and defer, it's a very normal no one has faced this question yet. What that async and defer, what we added on the script tag, what it behaves.
Defer delays the like loading of that script.
Okay, let me share. I will explain it. Let's open it, paint. Let's say here you have a script tag, then HTML content, then script tag. Okay. In your HTML page, this is a script tag. Then you have some HTML. Then again, you have a script tag. And again, you have a HTML. Okay. This is the sequence you have. If your script tag doesn't have anything, okay, so first this will execute, then this will execute, then this will execute, then this will execute. But now consider that in this script tag, you have a for loop and which is iterating around 10,000 times. So unless that whole script tag execution is not there, this HTML won't load, because it is continuously waiting for it to complete that operation. Once it is done, then that next HTML tags will render. This is the normal flow, line by line code executed. Then async is there, no, first. What is that first? I forgot now.
Yes, sir. Async, like it will do the parallel execution and it will execute as soon as it is available.
Sync and defer is like
Defer
will
will
wait for it.
after
This
HTML will
will
parse, then it will wait.
async will download, I think, parallelly. So see, this what I told you, that is the default behavior. You don't add anything in over there. But if you add async, so what it does, the downloading starts parallelly. Let's say here you don't have a script tag, but your external JS is there. In over here, you don't have a normal script tag, but script tag is there, but SRC is external JS you are loading. So first it has to download, then it will execute, then it will render. Here also, let's say external JS you are loading. First it will download, then it will execute, then it will render. This is normal. But if it is async, so download thing will happen parallelly. Okay. Line by line code execution there, script tag occur. It will make an API call. It will make that call to download that script. Once it is till that download is going on, HTML will start rendering. It won't wait for downloading and completing. But once it is downloaded, let's say in HTML tag, you have 4 HTML tag, 2 tags has rendered, and in between your script got downloaded. So HTML parsing will stop. Then your execution will happen of the script. Once it is done, then it will start the remaining HTML. In case of async, download will run parallelly. Okay, and rendering also will run parallelly. But once the download is complete, rendering will stop and the execution is given to the execution of the script. Then we have defer. Okay, so what defer does? Where it is? Order of inference. So in case of defer, download will also happen parallelly and your execution will also happen parallelly. So your rendering is also going on and your parallelly execution is also going on. Download will also happen parallelly and execution is also happening parallelly. Okay. So again, we can test it, but you need that much heavy code also, then you can see the difference. Here also you add like that, async, await, okay, and defer. Sometimes they ask this question. One more thing is there na, that we allow some rules. Strict mode. What is strict mode?
Like
Strict mode you might have heard, right?
data type we have to define, we can't use any.
Okay. So if you add if you enable the strict mode in your JavaScript, some of the rules get enabled. Okay. With script mode, there are some extra rules which get enabled if you add it. So some rules are like, let me share it again. With strict mode in JS, which rules get enabled? I think object deletion and some things are there which we can. Assigning a value undeclared variable throws a reference error. Assigning value to an undeclared variable. Undeclared variable means declared variable. Okay, let me give it a try to this. Sure. How do we, does it need external JS only?
No, single quotes use strict, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, like that.
Hmm.
But how it will know then? Single quote or that tilde operator? Double quote. Okay. In round bracket or what? Do we need it in a round bracket or not? Let's try it. So if I run this page, and here was name equal to singular. Let's give it a try. Post name is not defined. Okay. And if I remove this, okay. So see, if you enable the strict mode, this variable we didn't create and directly we are assigning a value. If you don't add a strict mode, no rules get enabled. But if you enable a strict mode, then you are trying to assign a value to a variable which you didn't create. It should not allowed. So see, it will break. Sorry. Getting it? So like this, many rules are there which will start activated. Okay. Some there object deletion and this also is there. I'm not able to recall now. If you create an object unit, delete property, some attempt to delete. Yeah. Okay. So some rules get started enabled with strict mode. Those who have seen the React.js project, there we have this strict mode. In your app component, the index.js, it will be there. With strict mode, some rules get by default allowed. Okay. Give it a try to this also. What rules are there which this use strict mode will enable? Clear all? Let me just, since we are in this project, Google Gemini is there. So for Google Gemini, we can, let's say you want to create your own chatbot. Okay. You want to create your own chatbot. So by using Google Gemini, you can create that. Simple JavaScript. No need of any backend application, no Node.js. With Node.js also you can do, but they have exposed the CDN also. From there you can do. So this JS is there. There it is. So this is my simple HTML page. Okay. Let me open it into Notepad. Let me remove the commented code. Let me pause the recording.